We're gonna have a long talk today. Welcome to 40 of the most forgettable hard dance songs ever, from boring and generic tunes to proper ear bleedings. Get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be controversial. At number 40 we have one of the songs from Radical Redemption's Brutal series. Brutal 3.0 was powerful, Brutal 5.0 was revolutionary, and Brutal 6.0 became one of the most legendary songs ever. But as much as I love this series, I couldn't help but feel a little bit disappointed when Brutal 8.0 came out. I mean, in comparison, Brutal 6.0 became one of the most recognizable songs ever from Radical Redemption, and it even became one of the most played too, with over 7 million plays just on YouTube. Whereas Brutal 7.0 took this concept and made it even more brutal. So, when Brutal 8.0 came out, with the same kick from Brutal 7.0 but just a little bit more distorted for the first drop, and a not brutal at all kick for the second drop, it felt like it lacked the innovation that we'd seen in the series up until that point. And if we're talking about innovation, one of the first artists that come to mind is Sub-Zero Project. They've been able to revolutionize the genre with their releases like The Project, the remix of Burn, and more recently Reignite. But sometimes experimentation might go wrong, and that's the case for me with LFG Psycho. The first kick sounds like a sound that comes out of your mouth, and I'm not really a fan of that. Also, the Psy-style kick is so funny, it almost sounds like 600 BPM speedcore. This being said though, the second drop is more than fine, there are no complaints on that whatsoever. One of the most popular tracks made for Power Hour is indubitably Hammertime by Rooler and Villain.
Hammertime.
And while it's obviously made as a joke, as we see from the video, which is a recreation of Satisfaction by Benny Benassi, and also by the fact that all of the kicks in the song are from Ruler's past tracks, I still believe that the first drop would only work in a crowd looking for energy and dopamine, and not for a casual listener on Spotify. Overall though, the track still sounds fun, and especially the second drop with the kick from Discotheque gets a huge thumbs up. Next up is Insane by TNT. And it's not bad, the vocals are amazing, the sound design is okay, there's just not much going on there. There are several tracks that I could listen to for like 10 seconds and tell, oh yeah, that's a TNT song for sure. Not at all in this case. Tracks like Breakdown, OMG and 2003 are way better and more representative of who TNT truly are. And they all came out relatively close to Insane to show that they never lost their touch and their style. But hey, it's still a pretty listenable song. Speaking of which, Scarborough Fair, a collaboration between TNT and Timmy Trumpet, is a very, very good example of TNT's style. So, why is it here? Well, as I said before, it's a collaboration between TNT and Timmy Trumpet. But where in the world is Timmy Trumpet in this song? This song became a meme as people started calling it just a TNT song, and it makes complete sense. We're going to talk a lot about Timmy Trumpet in this video though, so stick around. Another quite controversial track is Dimitri K's remix of 7 by E-Force. There are a lot of people who listen to it, and honestly, I respect that. It's just, I don't fully enjoy it anytime I listen to it. The original almost feels like it's in a style of its own, while the remix is just trying to drag it into a more commercial and repetitive universe. Probably I am a little biased because I love the original and I'd find it hard that a remix could be even better than it. But putting this aside, it's still not my cup of tea. And if you wanna listen to a good remix of it, check out Revamp's Kick Edit. Okay, kick that kick by Radical Redemption and Crypsis. This one left me a little speechless when I first heard it, because it started with this speech talking about the self, so you can understand what the theme of the song is, and oh no, wait, now they are talking about kicks? And until the end of the song, the only thing you can hear is yo, yo, kick that. Oh wait, at some point it mentions, cause I'm the main motherfucker. Now that makes sense. Apart from that though, the kick rolls are legitimately some of the best I've ever heard. Now we have one of the most controversial tracks in the history of Defcon 1, and I'm of course talking about the 2018 anthem by Project 1, Maximum Force. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad song at all. I honestly vibe to it, but it's the anthem for the biggest hard dance festival there is in the world, made by two historical artists, but it doesn't feel like an anthem, just a regular Project 1 song. Probably the main issue was the expectation that was created around it, since it was the return of Project 1, and since both Headhunterz and Wildstylez made respectively 3 and 4 anthems for Defcon already. So this one feels a little bit sloppy, but it's still an awesome song to casually listen to. And the same concept can be applied to Sub-Zero Project's anthem The Game Changer for Climax in 2018. I have this one in my playlist because it's objectively not bad for a song, but as a lot of people pointed out, it felt like it lacked the magic that was in Climax anthems like Temple of Light by Wildstylez, which was released the year before. Now, some people pointed out that one of the two members of the duo had some family issues back then, and also they were exploding in popularity at the time, which meant more time needed to be spent for live stages and events, and less time to dedicate to making music in the studio. Now, that makes me wonder, was 2018 a year where Q-Dance was experimenting with their anthems? Now, I don't see a lot of people talking about Welcome by Hard Driver. The fuck up! I just have a question. Why? It's not your fault if you listen to an inferior form of dance music. It just means that you haven't yet been shown the way. It's hardstyle. Cringy lyrics aside, the rest of the song is quite boring and generic, especially after this kind of premise. Hard Driver has done way more memorable songs, such as Rise Again. And so, looking at this one, I believe there is nothing memorable going on here. Speaking of, Soft as Shit by Sub-Zero Project and Timmy Trumpet. I cannot tell you with enough emphasis how much I've laughed the first time I've heard this song. It is so underwhelming, especially after the kind of premise, once again, where they were making fun of happy-go-lucky songs, only for them to deliver such hollow-feeling kicks, where the only thing that could redeem them is the strong use of reverb, but that's about it. Well, this song is soft as shit. Also, once again, I couldn't hear Timmy Trumpet anywhere, at all. A track where you can hear the artist properly is Extension by Wasted Penguinz. And before you say anything, I need to clarify that it's a good song. I have nothing to say about the quality of the production. It's just that this song almost feels like they took every song from the album Wistfulness and mashed them together and made this one. And while it may sound like a great idea, the execution in this case is crucial. And in fact, it made it one of the most forgettable tracks of the album. One track people definitely didn't forget is 20,000 Volts by Radical Redemption and Yellow Claw. I loved the atmosphere of the track, and especially it was a collab that people have been waiting a lot of time for. It's brutal, alright, but after hearing the climax edit Radical Redemption did, it doesn't have this feeling anymore. It's almost like eating the same food for your whole life and then going once to a 5-star restaurant. Going back to the same food that you once thought was good doesn't have the same sensation anymore, and that's the case for me with this song. Now, one of the most relevant moments in the hardstyle scene of 2021 is the drama that happened between Headhunterz and Atmozfears about the release of a cover of Country Roads. If any of you missed it, Atmozfears was complaining because he wanted to release this cover on Headhunterz label Art of Creation, but he kept refusing, and so an online debate was born. People kept picking sides, and in the end the track was released under Q-Dance Music, so it was still out for the people to hear. But after all this debate, all this drama, it's been underhyped so much that people just didn't care anymore. The only reason why I listen to this song is because I see it as more of a meme than a quality produced song, and I refuse to believe the contrary. The Tweekaz and Blasterjaxx. WASABI. I just don't understand it. I mean, it's the Tweekaz song, so of course it's good, but I still fail to see the point of this. Also, I don't know about you, but the vocals in the song, after a while that they keep repeating themselves, they almost feel annoying. The thing that shocked me the most was the merchandise that was made just for this song. I believe there are way more memorable songs that deserve to be on a t-shirt rather than this one. And if you think I'm just being cruel to artists I don't like, fine, Cobarrio it is. Introducing to you Srezcat's remix of Shampoo Hat by DJ NECOJITA. I love the original song, but I've never liked this remix. It has nothing to do with the original, even if it was released on the same album. If it was a song by itself, then sure, I would listen to it. But knowing that it's a remix of Shampoo Hat, I can't enjoy this one at all. Now, what happens when artists like Sub-Zero Project and Coone release a song together? Well, they make a hell of a banger. What happens when they do it again? Well, they create Mind of a Warrior. I'm not against this track because it's not a bad song at all, but I strongly believe that Face of a Champion is completely superior in terms of feels and quality of production, and it completely overshadows Mind of a Warrior, which was also re-released just like all the tracks from Renaissance of Rave. Also, a lot of people pointed out that the melody sounded like Creature by Caltech and Devin Wild. And sincerely, I prefer Creature by a long shot. Finally, I don't know what to say about the lyrics, because they're a gangification of the story of David and Goliath, which doesn't 100% fit, in my opinion. Oh boy, this is going to be controversial. Das ist kein Techno by Rebelion.
Techno, bitch.
I think this one is one of the best songs made in 2023. In fact, I almost put it in the top 100 hard dance songs video, as some of you may know, because it's the first time that I've actually enjoyed a track that is basically all sack kicks. So why the hell is it here? Well, because it's been so overplayed throughout this year that when it came out it was more than half a year old. Literally, the oldest videos that I could find about it were from March 2023 at Rebirth, and yet this song came out at the end of October. When it first came out, this song became viral, to the point where when it came out, people already knew about it, they already had their opinions, their debates, and not many people were actually interested in it. No joke, when I knew this song was released, I was so confused because I thought this song was released like 3 to 4 months earlier. So yeah, not a huge fan of how this song was announced and then released. Also, if you wanna listen to an even better kick edit, then I recommend to you Rave Heaven and Scutoid's kick edit. And since we're talking about overhyped things, let's talk about the Project One album. Yes, I know, it's not just one song, but it's worth talking about. This was an album that was announced at DEF CON and Climax in 2018, and since then it's been delayed so many times that people now just consider it as a meme and lost complete interest in it. I mean, these songs are already 6 years old, and it's not like people can't just go and check on official sources or go on YouTube and check live videos where they play them. Now, it's not 100% their fault, because there are a lot of copyright issues that couldn't be solved and still remain one of the main reasons this album isn't out yet. For example, samples from Stranger Things and Dark. Maybe with Headhunterz' retirement from live shows, we can see some new stuff coming out, but in my opinion, not the Project One album, because their styles in the last 6 years have evolved a lot, and so it would result in an even bigger fail than it unfortunately already is. Speaking of Headhunterz, a song that marked his return along with many others to hardstyle is Orange Heart. Unfortunately, many tracks by Headhunterz become controversial because he is one of the biggest hardstyle artists out there, and I think his position is well deserved. However, this particular track, I can't fully enjoy it. Sian has done a perfect job vocal-wise, but the melody doesn't make me feel anything particular, especially in the first note change. I thought that I just needed to give it a little bit more time to get used to it, but that didn't happen. Also, one of the main reasons why I didn't enjoy this song fully is because Dragonborn Part 2 was released, and it is a glorious masterpiece, especially compared to this one. Returning to 2023, another track that got a lot of hate is No Sleep by Vertile, but not the original. The kick edit he played at Reverse. Some people like it because they see it as a I can do it so I will do it, but really? I mean, after what he did in tracks like Before I Wake, I expected a different kind of saw kick, not just a steel frequency for a punch. And of course, it quickly became a meme on the internet. But hey, at least Vertile made this track on his own. Yup, it's Rag a Drop time. What is there to say about this one? Well, for starters, I have no idea how it became the most viewed video for Dirty Works, especially considering that there are a lot of more memorable tracks than this one. For example, Bass Train by Sub-Zero Project. It got a lot of love online, and it now has just 1.7 million plays on YouTube compared to the 23 million plays that Rag a Drop has. Also, it became of public knowledge rather quickly that this song was ghost-produced, as Mandy admitted herself during an interview with Alive at Night. It's not uncommon for people to let someone else do the song for them, but I mean, it could have been a little bit more original, or at least have something that could resemble a Mandy sound. Unfortunately, she also got a lot of hate online because, well, if a woman can accomplish things, then there will always be someone bitching about sexist things. Another track that got a lot of hate is DTB by Frontliner. And I kinda see why. I mean, the Melody Man has never disappointed so far. but this track almost feels a little bit rushed. And don't get me wrong, this song is a new way of experimenting that Barry tried, and I 100% respect him for that. The thing that annoys me is that every element, and especially the breaks, sounds very basic, and not in a good way. Also, if you wanna talk about good frontliner songs, the album OMG It's Frontliner that he released a few months later is a good combo of old and new sounds, and especially Silence is my favorite track of the whole album. Back to uptempo. Ich will bass by N-Vitral and Dither. I want bass, dirty, hard and gross, shoots almost as hard like a 50 caliber gun. Give me big bass, dirty, hard and really badass. So bad every bitch gets wet. Go ahead with all your might. The bass must what? The bass must fuck. 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 This next one is a meme made for Atmozfears challenge. Are you in or ruin? This very notorious DJ Climax, among his remixes of City of Dragons, The Humming and The Flute, decided to remix Release, and it is a pure work of art. You guys aren't ready. Volume warning. Yeah, and that's not the only song with funny sounds, except that this one is publicly available on Spotify. Sub-Zero Project, Vinny Vici and Timmy Trumpet, The Race. Two are my main concerns about this song. First of all, what in the world is this race car screech? Whose idea was it? I mean, I was joking earlier, but this actually feels like a meme track. And second, what happened with the kicks they showed at Tomorrowland? Those were far superior. Now we're actually starting to get into the pissed off territory. This is a cover done by Mark with a K and Warface of Radioactive, and well... The best word I can use to describe this song is lazy. I've never been a huge fan of Mark with a K and Textile in general, so I thought that maybe this collab with Warface would have put an end to my bias. Nope. In my opinion, Warface has done way better songs, and the perfect way of explaining what I mean is with this drop.
Introduction, damn to this weapon of mass destruction!
But we are sharing the build-up disappointment with someone else today. Guns for Hire, Armed and Dangerous, Rebelion remix. And before I even play the snippet, let me tell you why I put this song in here. I listened to this song with a stopwatch in my hand, and I wanted to count how much of this song was build-ups. Out of the 3 minutes, 1 minute and 20 seconds was made of build-ups. And the so anticipated drop turned out to be this. Is it brutal? Quite so. Is it worth waiting over 1 minute of build-up at a rave? No thanks. Now, do you know the song It's What We Are by Geck-o? It goes something like this. And it's one of the best tunes from the 2010s for me. Then Prime Shock made a sequel. And I loved it, every second. But then Prime Shock made another sequel called It's What We Are, Reloaded, again. What changed from the other remake? Well, they used a gated kick that for me makes absolutely no sense. They slightly changed the climax kick, and also they made it 1 minute shorter. The first time I listened to this, I didn't manage to see the point, like, why does it exist? Now, almost no one knows this song, and believe me when I say you are lucky. This is a remix of Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, done by a very underground artist called RS Beats. And everyone has a first song, but this is something else. And I can't even play a lot of this song because it's basically just the a cappella, and of course that's copyrighted. Well, my first song, for example, well, that could be a sub-goal. Well, for now, let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers, shall we? Let's try all together to share even more music with the world. Well, fuck me, here's another fucking song for you. Why I started swearing, you ask? Well, because this is nothing compared to F.T.F.M.F by Zatox and Coone. I've sat through the entire song counting how many times they said the F word, and it was 36. Holy fuck. You'd think that it would sound cool and gangsta to swear that much, but if the whole lyrics is just a never-ending storm of swears, it gets a little annoying after a while. Now, Project 1 makes another appearance in this video because Raiders of the Sun deserves its place here. I don't remember how I came across this, but to know that it was released alongside The Story Unfolds, that song was miles ahead, especially in feel, since this one doesn't convey any emotion and it also sounds a little bit rushed to me. It may match someone's taste in music, of course, but it's not my cup of tea. Well, as Raiders of the Sun talked about music evolution and innovation, why not talk about one of the funniest examples of 2023? Yeah, baby, it's frontliner time. Now, I've always been on the bright side of the metal because I enjoy his alter ego project and a lot. This track though seems as if it was made for a meme rather than to be a track by itself. After all, there is a phone sound effect, a fake techno drop, another excessive use of pitch. Does that remind you of anything? The fact that it's so high up on the list is that a lot of people took it seriously. Even I took it seriously at first, and I was genuinely disappointed in Barry, but then I just started enjoying it for the meme that it is. A track that was not born to be a meme is Zatox and Chronox' Kiss My Ass. I honestly like how powerful this track is, but it's one of the most generic screw the haters type of track that risks becoming annoying after a few listens. Also, I don't really like how it transitions from a normal 4/4 melody to a triplet in the drop. It just feels like stitching two parts of different songs that don't go along together. And, well, I don't have much to say about the video clip. Yeah, the whole song is like that. Now, I'm being critical in this video and a lot, but I wanted to clarify one thing in particular. So far, I don't believe that any of these artists is a bad artist. Of course, I respect them for who they are and what they managed to accomplish so far, and I will always be bringing them in my new videos. I just wanted to say that these songs in particular are not as good as other songs that they put out. And I'm asking you to do the same. Don't judge an artist negatively just because he published a bad song. So what? Mistakes happen, and it's our goal to learn from them and improve every time. I think I've talked enough about Z-Style and Jim Hardstyle in the past videos, but I'm still bringing them here, and also I'm giving them 3 places in this list, because for me it's been quite a remarkable disappointment. As I said in other videos, hardstyle has become very popular thanks to the gym scene, and especially thanks to producers and the trend to remix pop songs into their hardstyle version to get you motivated through the workout. But, and I'm gonna say it without any filter, take some time to learn how to make music, damn it. A lot of people are happy to go viral with the remix that is just made by slapping a hardstyle kick on top of the pre-existing pop song, which doesn't represent at all the other 99% of hardstyle which is done by producers who train regularly and spend thousands of hours to learn music theory. Thankfully, there are some exceptions. I've spoken with Anton, a producer that became viral for his remix of It Ain't Me by Kygo and Selena Gomez, and he said that he wasn't too proud of it, but instead wanted to keep improving and making better and better songs, and I can say that he managed to do it. He improved quite a lot, and that's for me the right spirit. Someone who, in my opinion, hasn't changed a lot recently is the Dark Horror. We could be talking about him for a while, but that would mean giving him too much visibility. So let's just talk about this collab he did with Equal 2 and Chaotic Brothers. So with such an amazing collab, why is this song here? Well...
What the fuck?
So underwhelming. I couldn't hear an Equal 2 kick anywhere in this song, and the production quality is just out of the window. This was the first track that made me say after listening to it, oh, I am sad. I also definitely felt something the first time I listened to the, well, for me unexpected, collab between Deadly Guns and Not Just Save Me. The first drop, holy wow! Adjust to our style along with some saw kicks here and there, perfect in every way. The second drop... I have no words, and it's not a compliment. What type of fruity wave shaper type shit did they put in that kick? I know that some kicks are meant to create the shock effect, but this is enough to give someone a migraine, if not even worse. It's not pleasant anymore. Speaking of pleasant things, Pussy Lovers. I don't even need to play the song at all because it's good production-wise. I'll just read the lyrics to you. Alright, pussy, pussy, pussy. Come on in, pussy lovers. Here at the Twister, we're slashing pussy in half. Give us an offer on our vast selection of pussy. This is a pussy blowout. Alright, we've got white pussy, black pussy, Spanish pussy, yellow pussy, hot pussy, cold pussy, white pussy lover, smelly pussy, hairy pussy, bloody pussy, slippery pussy, hot pussy, cold pussy, white pussy lover. Well, that one is unforgettable.